with caution.
What's up, my drunken fighters, and welcome back to another long-awaited tech video for Jamie. Right before the new year 2025, I want to wish you guys a happy holidays and just best wishes for 2025. Obviously, may you have lots of success with Jamie and anyone else for that matter, you know, just in general. So yeah, happy to be able to bring this out right before the end of 2024. This one is going to be quite a bigger one, and it's also going to have some matchup tech combined as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, I was watching some SFL quite some time ago, and one that stood out to me was Rainpro versus Zerna. Now, it was quite interesting because Zerna was actually showing how Backdash can still be pretty good in certain situations. Even though that Backdash is not as strong as its Street Fighter 4 counterpart, for example, where it was completely invincible, the fact that there are a lot of negative moves on block, or a lot of moves that are plus but not that plus, Backdash can still be quite good. Now, this was a Bison versus Jury matchup, but it kind of applies to Jamie as well. So for example, if you have, let's say you're doing you get a meaty 5 MP, for example, and you want to do another 5 MP just to, you know, get them to bite or anything like that, you know, because it puts you in a plus situation, so it's pretty much your turn. But let's say you're at, like, you got the first one. Let's put this on 2. So let's say you want to do 5 MP into another 5 MP and then maybe go for 2 MK, right? It's quite common to do. It will catch walking back or anything like that. But look what happens even though you're +2 and you want to go for that 2 MK. You can see that the backdash is still fast enough to get out of that situation. So we don't have enough plus frames to punish with 2 MK. However, if you're going for a second 5 MP, then there's not anything else that could really catch her from doing that. So it's a good move. And so this is what Rainpro did in that situation, and you can apply it to Jamie as well, is after the 5 MP, you can actually go for a drive rush. Like that. So obviously I put the character on all block, so if there was an option for Jury to block, it would have done so. But as you can see, it is a straight up punish. So if you see someone is backdashing on your block normals, whether it be a 2 MP, 5 MP or anything like that, keep in mind that you can actually go for a raw drive rush to punish this. Not really tech, but I thought it was a really good way to punish people that use backdash, so I wanted to include it in the video. Alright, next up. So ever since the start of the new patch, as you guys know, we've covered this, you get more drive gauge back if you're doing anything related to drink special moves, sweeps, or anything like that. So because of this, I actually started to look more into rekka finishers, SA1 finishers, anything that would get you from level 3 to level 4. And this one is actually very interesting. So if you are on drink level 3, you can actually set up a very nice drive rush trade combo situation for yourself, which covers a lot of space. This requires you to end with light punch rekka into the kick drink variant, of course. As you can see here, you get a trade with 6 HK. And you have a 15 frame advantage, so you can easily go, you can even go into 5 HK if you want to, but obviously 2 HP is going to be the way to go for some combo starters. Keep in mind that if you have to do this with light punch rekka, because it does give you more frame advantage than a medium punch rekka, for example. As you can see, if we're going for the medium punch rekka variant, we're actually getting interrupted by the 2 LP. and it can lead into some fun combos, just as you witnessed here. Alright, now we're moving on to drinking rekka in the corner from drink level 3 to drink level 4. Once again, this has to be done with light punch rekka, because light punch rekka does give you 1 frame extra advantage if you go from drink level 3 to drink level 4. Now this one is very interesting, and it can actually lead into some very fun block strings as well. So we're gonna give you guys a little bit the best of both worlds, and that's always a treat. Let me explain what we're gonna do before we're gonna see it in action, so I can guide you through it easier. First of all, obviously we're gonna do light punch rekka end with a drink, and then we have actually 2 options. So if you whiff 5 LK once you got to drink level 4, you are going to be +6, and you can set up for command grab if you want to. As you can see here, 6 frames, it's a good number. Command grab will pretty much beat everything they will throw at us in terms of normals. If you go for 2 LP, however, if you whiff a 2 LP, you're gonna be +9, and you can set up for a nice meaty 5 MP. As you can see, +4 on block, so very meaty 5 MP. Now, we can get a nice block string out of this as well. So +4 is actually really good, because that means we can actually go for another 5 MP. It's 8 frame startup, so that means we're gonna trade with, let's say, a crouching light punch. And then we can get a nice trading combo off of it. Let's say our opponent blocks the second 5 MP as well. You can go for a 2 MP and buffer Bakai or OD Palm or anything like that. So you can see in my inputs on the left that in this case I buffered Bakai. And if the opponent doesn't do anything, then there's nothing to fear. We're still in a good position. We can do whatever we want. We still got to be in the corner. Now let's say in this situation that our opponent is trying to challenge us with their 2 MK. You can see that because of the startup, 2 MP is going to beat it, and the Bakai that is buffered is going to come out, and we can get a save jump or anything like that. Now let's say that they're not looking to challenge us, instead they're trying to escape from the corner. And that's the beauty of it, because 2 MP has a quite decent recovery time, so we are still able to punish the jump or anything like that. So this is really good to learn, in my opinion, in case of a jump, because with this option, obviously, once again, it uses the new buff from 2.5, the jumping heavy kick buff that we got back from the beta. So if they do throw out a normal, your Bakai is going to come out. Notice that my input was, I inputted Bakai once again after the 2 MP. It didn't connect. I saw the jump, went for an air to air. There's a lot of things you can do. You can also do jump back light punch if you feel safer doing that. You can also do an autocorrect DP or a crosscut DP, anything like that. There we go. So that works as well. Obviously, with this situation, they get out of the corner. So jumping heavy kick or jump back light punch is probably the best option because it keeps them in the corner. All right, we're gonna stay with the light punch rekka into drink. And the last setup that you can do as well is just a simple dash forward. And you will be +4 as well. So yeah, lots of options you can do. You can go for throw, you can go for strike. The thing is, if you are on drink level 3 and you are in the corner, don't forget that drinking rekka can be an option because the frame data is completely different. So use this to your advantage. All right, moving on to the next tech. So as you all may know, obviously SA1 does the same thing, right? You can go from SA1, you can get a drink, And obviously the frame data once again changes when we're going from drink level 3 to drink level 4. So what you can do if you get a grounded SA1, keep in mind why I'm mentioning this, we'll get to that later. You can whiff a 2 MP MB plus 4 as well. There you go. And they're still in throw range as well. So once again, it's gonna come down for the opponent to guess between strike or throw or anything like that. Now, the reason why I mentioned grounded SA1 is because the frame data changes as well if you hit SA1 from an airborne state. Probably the easiest example to show you guys is the following. So we're just gonna do regular SA1, show you guys the frame data, and then move on from there. The regular SA1 with a drink to 4 is going to give you 25 frames of advantage. However, if we do this from OD Palm, it goes from 25 to 28. Now this doesn't seem a lot, however, now if we go for the same 2 MP with setup, we are +7. Yes, my friends, the magic number for command grab or whatever you want to do in that situation. So keep that in mind that with the same setup, it is different if you go for a grounded SA1 or a airborne SA1. Now there's one more thing you can do with an airborne SA1, that is obviously OD dive kick, but in my OD dive kick is very unreliable in that regard, and I'll show you why. So if you input SA1 really fast, you can see that some moves of the SA1 don't connect and you only get the 25 frame advantage, the same as a grounded SA1. However, if you delay it slightly, you can see that you are getting the 28 frames as well. Sometimes I even got 29 frames, which is kind of annoying because then it is 8 frames and we can't command grab them on the first available frame. So yeah, you can do this, just make sure that you delay it long enough so you can get to the 28 frames and do the 2 MP setup, but keep in mind that it's not that reliable from OD dive kick. Staying with the airborne SA1 version, you can also just dash forward and be +9 to set up for a meaty 5 MP. So once again, just like the LP rekka variants, you can go for command grab, you can go for a strike throw situation, or you can go for a meaty 5 MP. There you go, +9. And as you can see, it sets up for a +4 situation with 5 MP. So pretty much you could do the same string here as well to go for like another 5 MP into the whiff 2 MP, or you know, even a 5 MK will connect as well. So whatever you want to do. But yeah, use it to your advantage. Once again, drink level 3 to 4 is going to be huge. Not only you can get some nice setups from it, but because of the new changes with the buff, you get some drive gauge from that as well. So it's really good. Alright, next up is some more throw tech option select. So you all know the current option select for throw tech. If you go for the throw loops in the corner and you input 2kk as well, if they jump out of your throw setups, then you can still anti-air them with 2kk. You go for throw, dash, throw, and then 2kk, right? There's a couple of interesting examples that you can do here. Let's talk about the first one. So if you are in drink level 4, this is drink level 4 only. If you follow up 2kk with light punch rekka, you can actually get a save jump out of it. There we go. Now to show you guys this is legit, let's do the entire sequence. So throw again, rekka, turn a forward jump, obviously, otherwise you're gonna jump. And there it is, 42 frames, the magic number for save jumps. I mean, this is just fantastic, right? It also works with OD, But I don't really see a reason to do OD because, you know, there's no reason to spend 2 bars if the result is the same as Light Punch. Maybe for that extra little bit of damage, but that's probably it. Now, there is some other stuff you can do as well, and this is not drink level 4 related. Let's talk about the first one. So everything is going to be the same. If they jump over your with throw tech, you're always going to input 2kk as an option select. So we're gonna continue from there on out. Now to make it easier for myself, we made a save status right after we do 2kk. So bear with me here so I don't have to always turn on and turn forward jump off and on again for you guys. It's gonna be annoying. So slot 2, replay save status. As you can see, there's the 2kk after the jump from our with throw. So what we're gonna do here is you can dash underneath, and it's a very slight delay. You have to get a little bit of a feel for it, when and how. But if you time it well, you can actually go for a meaty dive kick, which is going to be +2 on block. There you go, +2. Like I said, you need to get like a little bit of a feel for it, when and how. But once you have the timing for it, it's actually quite easy. It's like you just delay like the input for the dive kick just a little bit slower. But as you can see, it's pretty consistent once you get like a feel for it for the delay. So yeah, the +2 situation from dive kick is always good. There's a lot of people that will mash after a block dive kick. So hopefully this can help you guys out. Second option you can do is also going to be dash underneath. But then you can actually go for a drive rush, and there's a couple of things you can do. You can delay the drive rush and go for like a delay 2LK, catch them low, and go for like a simple target combo. Or you can go for an overhead, or you can bait something out with 2LP, depending on whatever you want to do. So once again, we're going to over to the save status. You can do that. You can go into light. You can go into overhead. If you time it well enough, it's gonna be +3 on block as well, but it's also with a very slight delay, as you can see. So because if you do it too fast, it's gonna whiff. So it's not really something I would recommend doing. But if you do get the hit, it's gonna be +6 if you time it well, and then you can get like a 2 MP. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. The thing is that you can actually get like a high-low mix-up out of it, and you can also whiff if you just go straight into 2LP, for example, delay 2LP. Then you can bait out a ODDP, for example. You don't even have to input anything if you don't want to. You can even go for like a with 5LP, and then you can do like whatever you want, right? Into level 3, whatever you want to do. So that works out. So there's gonna be some guessing for your opponent from the drive rush if you guys do find out anything else, because regardless, this setup is very interesting. After dash underneath, there's like a 36 frame advantage, so there's a lot of opportunity for things to do there. If you go for like another dash forward, you're 16, so maybe something that is possible over there. But double dash unfortunately doesn't work. So these are like the things that I found. There's probably a lot more to find. So yeah, if you guys find some interesting stuff there, because obviously like I would prefer the side switch in this case. The 2kk into light punch rekka is also really cool for drink level 4 if you just want to continue the pressure, but on the other side of the screen. But this is more like you put them back into the corner, so I feel like it's more relevant. Next up is some new save jump tech. Yes. So for everyone that has been watching my stream, they know what's gonna come. But for obviously for YouTube, I want to inform you guys with this new stuff that I found. Well, so you guys all know the save jump from light kick, arrow kick, or light kick Bakan. You can just jump forward 42 frames. You know, get a meaty jumping punch out of it. If you do it with light punch, you can set it up for a meaty command grab. And if you go for jumping heavy punch, you know, there's just a lot of frame advantage for you to work with. However, you can also do jumping medium punch from a save jump. And you're gonna be +7. Now this is actually really interesting as well, because it sets up for command grab too. Here we go. But the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that it's a very easy frame trap. If you follow it up instantly with 2 HP, there is going to be a gap for your opponent to be able to mash. So if they like to mash on save jumps or anything like that because they're expecting command grab or whatever you want to call it, or pressure or anything like that, or you want to delay and just anything, if they just want to mash in general, you can actually just do jumping medium punch right into 2 HP. There's nothing you have to do with delays, timings, or anything like that. Just go straight into HP, and if they decide to mash a button, they're going to get caught with 2 HP. There we go. So I got the counter hit instantly, didn't have to do anything for it. So that 2-frame gap is the perfect bait for them to start your combo with 2 HP. Now the cool thing about it is you can follow it up with another frame trap as well. So because obviously you're going to have to commit with driver, so you have to make sure you have enough drive gauge for this to work. Because committing into 2 HP, you could go into light punch rekka to keep yourself -3, but yeah, that really misses the purpose, because if you do get a hit, then your conversions are not going to result into big damage. But if you decide to do so, you can once again delay your follow-up attack. So in this case, I would probably go for driver's 2 MP, because that leaves you plus on block to go for a strike throw mix-up. But if you decide to delay that 2 MP, then you can catch them with trying to throw tech, for example. Something like that. Obviously, you can choose to not go for the delay 2 MP, right? And then you can just go for another strike throw mix-up afterwards. And still be like in a +3 situation. So yeah, it's just really strong. So if you do feel like they're gonna mash, or just want to test out their defense, what they're doing, go for the jumping medium punch save jump setup, or just go straight into command grab, see what works. Yeah, it's just a cool little niche thing that I found with a button that is usually only being used for like air to air or extend combos into dive kick, but it has its purposes as well with save jumps. Now next up is not really some new tech, but some things to think about if you're going for specific combos, mainly with drive reversal. As you guys know, I like to study Naruto and a lot of other Jamie players during my free time. Whenever I have the time, I watch some Jamie plays. And I saw something interesting as well after a driver's punch. So as you guys may know, after a blocked drive rush, we have enough plus frames to go for a 2 MP punish. As you can see, our advantage is 6 frames, so a 2 MP is the best we're going to get. And that can lead into 2 MK Bakai to go for another save jump, or go for an OD palm and get some max damage out of it. You name it, and you can do it. However, punish counter 2 MP is also big enough to go for a 2 KK, for example. Because, as you can see, it's 9 frames. So best punish is, for example, straight into 2 HP. But as you all may know, 2KK is also 9 frame startup. So if you do feel like you need that extra drink in the corner, for example, if you're on drink level 2, you want to unlock command grab, or you just want to go to level 4, then it's an option you can consider. It's obviously better in the corner because sweep leaves you +4. It's obviously better to do it in the corner, but it's definitely an option you could consider. There we go. So yeah, I thought this was something cool as well. It's not really new tech, but it's a nice conversion to think about if you need some drink levels and you see a drive reversal that you blocked. Okay, Drunken Fighters. A fun little block string for you guys. And this one is not really anything new. I've messed around with it a little bit, but I've dug a little bit deeper into it. So right off the bat, let me keep it really simple. It's going to be meaty 5 MP The meaty part is very important. Into 2 MP, so you can actually beat out jabs or anything like that. Into 4 HP. Keep in mind this is going to be drink level 3 or above. And for this to work, the opponent has also to be crouching. So right off the bat, there is never going to be a fantastic, super great block string that covers every single option. But I really, really like this one. So right off the bat, like I said, this is going to be done from a meaty 5 MP. So any meaty 5 MP situation that you know of is going to work for this little string. To keep it things simple, I'm just going to use the tech we used before. That is going to be the punch rekka option, line punch rekka option from drink level 3 to drink level 4. If we whiff a 2 LP, we're +9, we can use 5 MP. So as you can see here, right off the bat, is I'm going to show you, let me put off all the options first. If we do this specific string, as you can see with this specific setup, our drink level 3 4 HP is going to be 0 frames on block, which is always interesting, and it leaves us at a specific spot as well, right? So that's gonna leave us in an interesting spot where we're still in range for 5 MK, but we're up against Akuma or any Shoto for that matter. And the thing is, our 5 MK is pretty good, but their 5 HP comes out of frame faster. And there are Akumas at higher level from specific distances that would go for a 5 HP challenge or anything like that. What I've figured out so far is you can do a micro walk back into 5 HK. That is going to punish 2 MK or 5 HP options from Akuma after the 4 HP. There are ways to practice this as well. I went into block reversal options, and as you can see here, I put on like 3 different variants. So crouching medium kick, heavy punch, and forward jump. The reason why this is like a nifty block string or anything like that is 5 HK is risky. You can also go for like delay other buttons, right? As long as you focus, you train on punishing the normals. So what I mean by that is if we would go just brain dead into 5 HK, then that's gonna happen, right? So we're gonna be open to forward jump. You could, however, prevent this from happening by going for a different button. Something like that. And so that's gonna make it easier. However, if he can manage to whiff punish with 5 HK, obviously we're gonna get a lot of really good damage from that. What I want you guys to do, if you want to mess around with this block string, obviously like 4 HP 0 frames is great. Because like this is coming from a situation where we believe they're going to block the 4 HP, right? But it could also be a different situation, right? It could also be something like that into that, for example. You know, that's still gonna be 88% SA3. That's big damage. On a side note, if you do want to go for that, I want you guys to try and learn to go for SA3 buffer right from the first button. So this is like a little bit of side tech right here, because if you go straight from the first button of 4 HP, you get a 110% SA3. Whereas if you go for the second as well, you only get an 88% SA3. So keep that in mind. But we're sidetracking. Regardless. So if they're going for 2 MK right after our block 2 MP, 4 HP is going to be a nice little punish. But we're going to assume that they're going to block our 4 HP as well. Then you can practice this specific setup. You can put on crouch medium kick, heavy punch, and forward jump. So, and all have to be on count 3, obviously. So if we do this specific setup, you micro walk back, and then according to what button they press, you're going to react accordingly. So if they go for 2 MK or 5 HP, and that's why the micro walk is important, because the micro walk is going to allow us to escape from it's mainly the clutches of 5 HP. Because if we don't do that micro walk and we go straight for 5 HK, we're going to get claps in the face, and we don't want that. But the reason you can't autopilot is just like I showed you, you're going to get punished by the jump. So I'm just gonna showcase it here. So we have all these 3 options available. So to show you guys, I'm not gonna pull your leg. We're gonna practice this. There we go. So 5 in a row. It takes a little bit of practice, I'm not gonna lie. And like I said, you can do this with other buttons as well. But 5 HK is obviously the most profitable. So as you can see, with a little bit of practice, this can be a very good block string. Now, let's say you gave them enough chance to respond by micro walking back, and you're going for that 5 HK regardless. Then and they block it. Then what? Well, then we're still not done yet, because it sets up the perfect spacing for an OD dive kick. There we go. It sets up for a +2 OD dive kick as well. So yeah, this is just a great string in general, where implementing dive kick from a series of block normals is always really strong in my opinion. It can catch if they're trying to go for fireball. If they still block it, then they still have to block and respect the plus frames, or go for, you know, ODDP or anything like that. But yeah, mess around with this block string. Let me know what you guys think of it, and let me know if you find any extra additions to this block string. I would love to hear them. Moving on. All right, next up I have another post SA3 mix-up. This one is just a simple side switch. It utilizes drive rush as well. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but I think it's pretty good. So what do you do after post SA3? You dash forward into 2 MP, drive rush cancel that into 5 LP. You're going to side switch, and you're going to be +6 advantage frames. There you go. So it's a really good side switch. You're +6, so you could go for 5 MP or 2 MP, whatever you want to do. Regardless, it's +6, so you could also go for command grab if you wanted to go for OD command grab, perhaps, so you can start with a 2 HP finisher. But that is up to you guys. Just make sure that it's a thing that exists. Now, if you want to land in front as well, that is also an option. Then you can cancel into 2LK instead. There we go. You're +5 in that situation, and you land in the front. It's a little less gimmicky, I would say, than 5LP, because 5LP in my opinion looks, it's still hard to guess, right? It's visually a lot more confusing than the 2LK version. But regardless, if you do want to end up in front, then that is obviously still an option to go for. Okay, so next up we're going to showcase some matchup tech. So normally I do this in a matchup cast video, but for now I wanted to give you guys like a bigger video with, you know, lots of tech in there. So we're going to combine it this time. This one is discovered by Sakuyo on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. And this one is specifically for Honda and Marisa. Now, you all know that Honda has a very annoying OD headbutt, because our save jumps don't work with it with jumping heavy punch. The only way we can solve this is by going for jumping light punch, for example. So let me showcase what I'm talking about. So we go for the save jump with heavy punch. As you can see, we're actually getting punished for it, which is, that's not really fun. we can stop this by doing light punch. But then on hit confirm, it's gonna be annoying as well to, you know, your conversions are not gonna be as great as if they get hit, as with jumping heavy punch. However, Sakio discovered something really cool. So you can actually still get a save jump versus Honda, but instead with heavy Bakai. You have to make sure, just like you saw here, I hit jumping heavy punch very, very early. It could be like, yo, that's not a save jump, that didn't look very safe to me. However, this is where the interesting part kicks in. So as you can see, that even though we hit it very early, we still have a 4 frame, we still have 4 plus frames. So that means we can go into throw or anything like that. But assume that he is going to go for OD headbutt. There we go. So in this case, because we hit it so high up, he still gets hit by it, but the headbutt goes underneath and we are still in time to punish with driver 6HK, which obviously leads to a 2 HP conversion, and it can lead to some very nice damage. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're playing Honda next time. You can still go for jumping heavy punch conversions after a heavy kick Bakai, which even does more damage than light kick Bakai, and you can keep yourself safe from the headbutt instead. Even that, because of the travel time, you can actually put him in the corner once again. There you go, from corner to corner if you have SA3 available. If you don't have SA3 available, you have to spend a little bit more drivers to get the same jumping heavy kick 5 HP quote-unquote Momonchi combo conversion. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. Does a shit ton of damage and it puts them back into the corner. Interestingly enough, this is also an option that you can use against Marisa. As you can see, it's the same 4 frame advantage on block. But as you can see in this case, if they go for the parry, you land behind and you have a plus 12 frame advantage. So yeah, keep that in mind next time you are fighting Honda or Marisa. Alright, next up we are going to look at some Bison. Now I've got a specific setup for you guys here that you might be familiar with or you might not be familiar with it. So let's watch it. So as you can see, this situation is kinda nasty. The bomb, drive rush, boom, and after that, mine explosion, he is plus 6. So he can micro walk throw, or he can go straight for another 4 HK, which leaves him in a plus 1 situation. A very annoying situation to deal with, and it is also pretty good because if you're trying to, let's say if you're trying to do something after the drivers, right? I'm gonna mash. There we go. He got the trade, so he can still do something with that as well. Maybe if I had it done like a little bit less tight, or I could do his drivers a little bit tighter. Anyways, it's a setup that I've seen happen quite often. It's painful, and if he does get the hit and get the explosion, it can lead into some serious damage. He could even go for like OD Psycho Crush or anything like that. You know how it goes. It leads to a ton of damage. So this situation is very annoying. Plus 6, and he can go for, like I said, 4 HK or micro walk throw. So what can you do in this situation? Well, probably the best defensive technique I could find was jump back light punch, or maybe you could even do jump back heavy kick. It doesn't actually really matter what option you do. It comes down to the point where if they try to go for the throw, you will jump back and be safe. If they decide to go for 4HK straight away, you will be able to block it. And if they try to go for... This guy just keeps rudely interrupting me. But if they try to go for like a delayed button, you will jump away to safety as well. So let's put it to the test. So we jumped away from the throw. And as you can see, I was standing up trying to jump away, but we blocked the 4HK as well. Okay, and last but not least, some very fun ODDP punishes you can practice against Luke, Ken, and Jury specifically. Now, Luke is going to be the easiest one of all three of these, so I'm going to show you these ones first. The others are a little bit more complicated, but still very fun to pull off. So these three characters, if you block their ODDP, you can actually go for a 2 HP punish counter while they're still in the air, follow it up with HK arrow kick, and go straight into SA3. The reason why Luke is the easiest to pull off is because you can just whiff a 2LP after you block his ODDP. And then you can go straight into 2 HP and you'll be at the perfect height to still be able to cancel into HK arrow kick and also be able to juggle afterwards into SA3. You can get some nice damage off of that as well. It's super fun. Alright, now we got Ken here as well. Now, like I said, Ken is a little bit harder because you have to manually time the 2 HP. At first, it can be a little bit annoying to figure out, but after a little bit of practice, you will be able to find the timing quite easily and get the cool punish as well. There we go. That was easier than I thought. It's been a long time since I did it, but this was actually first try, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, just like you saw, that works. And now on to Jury for the last one. There we go. Took me a couple of tries, and I instantly figured out why. The reason for that is you have to actually be standing blocking in order to get the right sequence, because if you go for crouching, then this could happen. You're gonna land behind her in the sequence. See? So that's why it was a little bit more inconsistent in comparison to Ken and Luke. But if you want to be fancy, then this is definitely the way to do so. And it's pretty good as well because you end up with some decent damage before the SA3 and you're still at a 84% SA3 damaging combo. The reason why this is good is, as you can see, this is the most optimal way of going into SA3 beforehand. And you can see that you're getting a 73% damaging SA3. This used to be our max damaging combo, right? Get a punish counter, drivers 5 HP into 2 HP into OD palm, and link it into SA3. The fact you're getting an 83 or 84, I kind of lost it already, but the fact you're getting like at least 10% more out of your SA3 damage with still a 2 HP and an arrow HK arrow kick before that is huge. So you could potentially get a lot of damage from this. Almost 7k damage. Maybe there's a little bit more optimal stuff here. But yeah, you can see where this is going. This is leading to a lot of damage. Like, we're getting close to the damage we can normally pull off with CA. Which is kind of crazy. So, yeah. There it is. Alright, and that wraps it all up for the Jamie Tech video. I hope you guys learned something new today. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And don't forget, as usual, please, if you do find the video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your entire family. I do not care. Let's get as much of the Jamie Tech out there to all the Jamie players in existence. And without further ado, yeah, once again, happy holidays. Thank you a ton for supporting me in the entirety of since we started making Jamie videos. I really greatly appreciate all of you, every single one of you guys, and I'm looking forward to 2025, what it has in store for us. So wishing you all the best from myself, the caution. Really weird talking third person, but yeah, hey, I'm wishing you the best for 2025, and I hope to see you guys again pretty soon. Don't forget, as usual, to stay cautious, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.